Libra, I've already pre-shuffled the cards so we can get right to the reading. And don't forget to please hit like and subscribe. I appreciate your help. I'm new. You could use the support. And if it turns out not to be your reading, please don't put a dislike. That can actually happen. I can't read for everybody in the world who's a Libra. But I know that if I were to spend hours, I could probably read all possibilities. So along the way, I try to give you an idea of what I'm looking at with the cards, because maybe you'll see your story go in a certain direction from the main story, and I'm hoping that kind of helps with everyone who has a slight different variation, and so we don't have to make the video like hours and hours long. Although we could do that sometimes, see if we could hit them all, right? That would be interesting. If there is something that I do that you don't like and you want to put a dislike, then by all means. But if you could give me some comments in the comment section, or some feedback or whatever, so that I know what I'm doing. I'm new, and I would totally take it constructively if you let me know. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so first of all, we have an Ace of Swords. Now, Libra, usually pretty confident about getting right to the point, getting it started, and seeing victory with your communications. But it looks like you're not feeling very, very victorious when it comes to being able to communicate with your person. I don't know if it's stifled, or if they're just not responding, or if you just don't have the right words, but something's up. All right. You do want your overall energy, though, is you're a Page of Pentacles. Wow. I don't always get a court card in the overall energy, but that suggests to me you are strongly wanting to look at this situation with your person with the childlike wonder, and you want to bring it the right kind of energy. You want something stable. You want to offer something that your person knows is not frivolous. Now, I'm not saying that it has to go in any particular direction, but you want to come at it with some freshness. Perhaps you guys have been together before, or you were friends before, and it didn't quite work out. And perhaps you want to bring something new to the table. All right. You see your person, there's oh, well, and that's a major arcana. It's the first time I've seen the Empress in a while. And she really does suggest that there's fertile ground here. So regardless of whether you think so, or even if your person's aware of it yet, the spirit guides are definitely telling you there's fertile ground there. Now, what you do with that fertile ground, well, there's a lot of things. You and your person have to know what to do with that fertile ground. But it's there. It's there. Okay. That's good news, because this doesn't look very good. And this, I think that you're afraid if you handle it wrong, that you could be creating more conflict. Perhaps there was conflict in the past, and you want to handle it right. You don't want conflict to continue. So you definitely want yeah, so you might have run out of ideas, is what it is. Okay. Here is the wow. Okay, so not only are the spirit guides telling you that there's fertile ground here, they're telling you could actually have it all with this person. I mean, you could be stable in terms of resources. I mean, because we're not just talking about love, trust, we're talking about coins here too. So you could have the whole shebang, kit and caboodle. You can have it all with this person. Look, sometimes I like this better than the Ten of Cups, I mean, and yeah, Ten of Cups is all lovey-dovey and stuff, but wow, I mean, I've always kind of valued the friendship and the partnership. I've always been into the yellow rose of Texas over the red rose kind. That's who I am, so I kind of like that card better. All right, this one I've seen come up for you, Libra, a lot, in regards to your person not being able to run away from this connection, but I think you're afraid that your person isn't quite, I don't know, isn't in that inner, is afraid of that energy. Okay, so there's fertile ground, but I think you think your person's afraid of the... There's something that you feel is in conflict. Okay. It's so funny is that here we have, we have a lot of pentacles going on here. It's a lot of stability. So you seem to be, I mean, if you can have this, maybe you're both very work oriented, very work focused. Okay. I think you see your person as very, very involved in their finances and their practical world. So maybe that's why you're not trusting that they, if they're so focused on that, they're not really looking at you, Libra. And even though they feel compelled to you, if they're not focused on that, they're focused on this, that would explain it. Okay. Oh, soulmate card. This is one of them. This is one of the major ones. Although my favorite is what is it? Is the two little kids with the cups. Yeah, that's always my favorite. But I like this one. It's been coming up a lot. It seems like a lot of people are coming to me or getting some good news, because this suggests to me that whatever happened in the past, you're going to get renewal. Whether or not you had a relationship with this person in a past life or had a prior relationship, may not have been the same kind of relationship. Could have been just friends before, or whatever the case may be. Maybe you were hot and heavy before and it's more of a friend FWB now. Who knows? But there's going to be some type of change. And I'm not saying you should settle for that, but what I'm saying is that depending on what you want, what they want. But I think fertile ground for something real is being suggested here, and you could have it all, because why would you just do the FWB if you can have... I mean, how many people can actually accomplish this, right? Where you're like happy with each other and you have plenty of resources, so you're not broke all the time and depressed, and like, yeah, I don't know, it'd be kind of dumb to turn away from something that good. Okay. I mean, because, if you don't want to share that with someone that you're annoyed with, but see, this is not suggesting that. So it's first that you don't annoy each other. But do you know that? I don't know. Okay. The Knight of Swords. Okay, so you're a Knight of Swords. Well, Libra, if you definitely got that sword energy, because you have quite the tongue and an ability to communicate. You're feeling you're not feeling very strong in it right now. No wonder you don't want to come in with some fast-moving communications. Maybe you've already tried and it just hasn't worked out. Wow, but you're a Queen of Wands. Your person thinks you're hot shit. At least, if not your looks, but also it could be your magnetic personality, could be anything along those lines, right? But that you actually are attracting your person. Very much so, actually. Huh. But your person's in this energy. Or at least you think so. Maybe you sense that there's a struggle, and that's probably, okay. Well, let's see what your person's thinking. But I just wanted to go back to this energy. Yeah. You know what? Life can make you very jaded. I forget this about the pages. You can be so jaded, and it's not even for nights. It's mostly pages, right? And it's easy to get into all the reasons why it won't work out. Oh, this, or this, or this, or or maybe all the things that are just yeah, you can have it all, but will you just annoy each other and stuff like that? You get old, you get jaded, right? I'm not saying you're old, but as you get older, right? So it's harder to come at it with that childlike innocence and to see something fresh. And I think that you want to just go, phew, and I want to start with something fresh. And in that vein, I'm going to move this over. I've decided to do something a little different. I move everything out of the way so that I have another deck that's pre-shuffled, so we don't have to shuffle again, A. And B, instead of grabbing it and putting it in a, I don't even have to spend time putting it in a pile, because I can refer to it. You know, because there's a lot of times that I want to go back and I refer to the cards that were about you, right? So, let's see. So this is from your person's perspective. They're a Knight of Wands. Well, regardless of whatever you're thinking, that they are. That whatever you're thinking, they're thinking about, you know, they might be focused on their pentacles and their job and all this and that, but when it comes to you, I mean, this kind of suggests to me they just kind of want something kind of hot, nothing lasting. But you know what? Let's look at the cards though, because I think that let's look at the cards though, because I suggest that you see where they're going with it, because sometimes people like to start here. Not everybody ruins the relationship by starting with the more passionate side of things, okay? You're not, you know, yes, you do need to check out that there's stability. You do, but why give up on the fun? I mean, it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You have to be very, very strong in your own right. But you know what? You are. Okay? You're a strong person. You can handle it if it doesn't work out, right? So, you know, let's look and see, because already I'm seeing something good here, because we have the one of the most stable cards in the world. So your person's seeing stability with you, even if they just want to come in with some passion. That's not contradictory. It just means that this is, you know, they can't, maybe they don't want to look past this. They can't promise past this, but it doesn't mean that they wouldn't like to see that happen. Right. I think they're afraid of they're afraid. See, this guy suggests some type of deception, but not necessarily. Sometimes this person has to take, what still survived through a mess, and leave some things behind, right? And sometimes it's a sneaky kind of energy. But the way your person sees it, I mean, they kind of feel like, because this is how your person sees it, right? So your person sees being able to have stability with you, but they also see you maybe focusing on the thing, you know, they're hoping you're focusing on what you can take from it and just forget the rest of it. Maybe what happened between you, maybe it's just too ugly to even frickin' look at those two frickin' swords. Just leave them behind. Is it really necessary to revisit that? Right? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. It's up to you. I mean, it's up to both of you. But I think your person is like, this is just dumb. Let's just take this and go, right? Let's get a move on, right? But they're worried, you know, they're worried about that. They're also worried. Well, look at this, the 4 and the 3 here. They're worried that they're always gonna have to be their own stability, their own fourth, that, or that they may not be able to be that for you. I mean, they see that, but look, this is upright and this is not, right? Okay, the 3 is not upright, but the 4 is. And I think I sometimes like to see the verticals, because I know that there is a reason why these are in the same row, and I want to get into that. So, there's a forward motion here. Now, whether or not you or your person know that, your person is moving this forward. They're gonna, okay, so regardless of what we were thinking over here, right? That this person is all stuck in their, you know, focused on their money, their prestige, whatever the case may be. They're moving forward with you. They want to anyway. Spirit's telling you. They're a little afraid to start with start out with that bringing something real to it. See, they've got this energy. But maybe they know that you are, right? You're talking about something a little more stable. They're a little leery about going. They want to stay in this energy. Oh, the Hermit. The Hermit is quite an interesting character. Whenever, it used to be the card that upset me the most, but now I find it the most intriguing because it tells me that there's just so much more to it than anyone could guess. And it's not so much that there's anything so much hidden, but the nuances and the complexities of the situation may be something that they themselves don't. I think your person wouldn't even know what questions to ask right now because they know they're dealing with something they don't truly understand. And until they can wrap their brain around what it is that they're dealing with, they're kind of sitting back. Maybe that's why they're focused on their pinnacles, right? Because they don't feel like they understand the situation enough to know how to proceed. And usually the Hermit suggests that it's outside their frame of reference. Their worldview doesn't really encompass what it is they're really dealing with. And that can be very disorienting to a person. So it's very possible that you are disorienting to them. I don't know. I still have it's not a love-hate relationship. Maybe we did once upon a time, me and the Hermit, but the Hermit really tells me there's something interesting about life that's worth, checking out, right? Because life can get boring after a while. You start to see all the problems. You start to see all the consistencies and conclusions, and it's just like, what else? There's nothing new under the sun, right? Except for more information. But the Hermit tells us otherwise. Okay, this is our learning curve. This is something we don't know how to ask the right question about. Your person is worried about having to deal with some burdens. Maybe they afraid that, sort of like with this situation, there's a similarity here, I mean, it's not a coincidence that these cards look a little similar. Yeah. So, but this is in this row and this is in that row. So we got forward motion. The forward motion happens when they move this junk out of the way. So take this and set it down. So maybe that's what this guy's doing here, girl. Moving this out of the way. Right? Just making room. Making room. Got enough swords to deal with. Swords are never really that great of a story when you see them, right? But, okay, so there's a lot of confusing communications and whatnot. Let's just get rid of it. Let's just lay down this energy and walk away from it. Yeah, I agree. Sometimes it's not worth it. Yeah, whatever this person's dealing with, they're like, it isn't this. They know that they can have this. Right? And little do they know they can have this. And here is, well, let's look at it as a whole here. Let's start here. They know that it's going to take, they're going to have to fertilize this and make it grow. I mean, there's some fertile ground here, obviously, right? Remember we were talking about that. Let's just put that there, right? They know that there's fertile ground there, but they're going to have to, what do you do when you have to water, you have to, add some, fertilizer, you got to do things to make it grow. You can't just expect it to go boom. Just because there's fertile ground doesn't mean that you don't have to put some energy towards it. And if your person's kind of over here wanting to put all their energy in this, but look, see, you think that's all they want. But in fact, look, they are growing their pentacles. Yes, they are. But this is a reading about you too. So, you know, you're part of that Pentacles program, okay? They're afraid that this could get real. They're afraid that there could be a real connection between you, and you'll have agreements. And I think because they kind of like, maybe they're so used to being a knight that they can't imagine themselves as a queen or a king that really comes into union with somebody. But it's, you know, it's not in the upright. That means they're afraid of it. And by the way, I can't help but notice this is your card, Libra, so it could mean they're afraid of you. And forcing them to think beyond the worldview that they've known. That can be a little disorienting, you know? I gotta say, you know, the disorientation is looking at new ways at worldview. And there's a reason why this card is in this vertical line. And so I'm kind of suspecting that it has to do with the idea that they may always, if they can't figure this out, they're going to have to stay their own fourth wand, and they'll never have this with you. They want to, though. My suggestion is trust your heart. Okay. I'm not saying to, I never suggest that you should, well, the card said so, and therefore you're going to fall in love with me, or, you know, I heard it in a dream, and so it's going to happen. No. But if you sense something is real, it's as real as your name. It may not be what you want it to be, but it's real. Okay? I don't know exactly what's going on here, and only you can find that out, but make no mistake that whatever fears you had, you are this with them if you can get on the right page with them. So that's why I'm suggesting just go ahead. If you have the ability to take a chance, go ahead and jump in to have a little fun, laugh a little, get out of this really this dark, look at all this darkness. Come on, you know? Yeah, they want to work on it, but where's the fun? Where's the laughter? Have a little fun. Let's see if the romance angels kind of feel me on that. New love. Well, you know what? Whether or not this relationship was, happened before or not, remember this card? This is like a renewal, right? Well, I'm saying that whatever kind of renewal is going on, this love is new. Maybe you did love each other before, but not like this. This is like the real thing. I really think so. Or it's the real thing because you guys seem to have a very interesting dynamic, and maybe whatever it is that you guys decide together is the kind of love you want. That's what you're building, okay? And let's see. This one popped out. Passion. Well, yeah, I did mention. I think you actually want that passion. You're just a little leery because you're kind of hoping you can have the whole kit and caboodle. So with this person, right? And maybe you can, but maybe you need to start here. Kind of get to know each other a little better, even if you knew each other fine, but you need to know more, right? Okay, and see what else. Keep an open mind. Well, we already knew that. The Hermit's been telling us that since time immemorial, right? Oh boy, I accidentally picked it up on this card, so I didn't even need to look further. Let's see. I feel drawn to you, but I need more time to process our past. Consider how or if we can or should move forward. Okay, so remember, this is what the spirit guides are telling us. This is what is happening in your person's mind. So they may want this, but they're not sure about the rest. That's all it's saying. And I think if you were to engage on this level, it might calm them down from all their concerns about this. So if you really care for this person, you want to enjoy this time with them regardless of how it goes, I recommend that. And if you don't feel that way about them, you probably need to be looking somewhere else anyways. You have to be on the same page, regardless of whether you think it's right, wrong, or otherwise. And I'm not saying you have to jump in bed. I'm not saying that. All these cards can be interpreted to a certain degree and within a range of possibility. So, I mean, definitely see it in a way that works for you, because ultimately you have the deciding vote. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's it, Libra. Till next time, please hit like and subscribe.